when she gets to a certain level, she's gonna retire me.
Wow.
So if she retires me because she has a higher earning potential, and we can have all the things we want, desire, needs, and help others, why can't she give me the softer life?
But it also can apply to the males if you want to lay around the house and have your woman do all the work. That can apply as well.
Welcome to Date, Affirm, The Real. Our live podcast talking about today's relationships and its effects on us all. Please welcome our hosts, Marcus Goodwin and Don aka Junior Lily. Let's get real.
Well, good evening, Don. How you doing today, brother?
Happy Tuesday, Mr. Marcus. Man, what's going down?
Man, just life in general. We're gonna make this Tuesday jump off again.
Always, man. We always make this thing happen, sir.
Yeah. I'm in one place, you another place, but we're gonna come together and connect. You know, it's our Tuesday night live, Data Affirm the Real. This week is me, Marcus Goodwin, and my co-host Don, Mr. Junior Lily himself.
Indeed, sir.
This is Data Affirm the Real, where we talk about the real. We talk about dating. We talk about relationships, dating yourself, dating others. We're gonna keep it positive. We're gonna keep it 100. And like, who was it? Cam Newton saying, we're gonna keep it funky.
There you go. There we go. Always. Indeed, yeah. We're gonna make it lively. So tune in. We're about to get this thing popping.
Yeah. So, but first, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this content with anybody and everybody you know. We got to keep this train rolling. This is what we do, and this is what our part in this world is. We like to spread the Dar message, and we like for you to do that. So make sure you hit all those notifications and all those shares, and join us every Tuesday. If not either Don and myself or Kia McLean opponent, Shamika, the Dar therapist herself, giving you some knowledge, wisdom. And so no.
There you go, sir. We're always gonna give you a take-home bag so you can take it home and warm it up and heat it up later and just refocus on what we're saying here today.
Right. So today, Don.
Yeah.
This is kind of a cool one. Mm-hmm. Are they ready for the cookout? Ooh. We're gonna talk. Yeah. We're talking about bringing your potential partner or your partner to meet your family.
Man.
Not only, we ain't talking about just, we're going to do it and are they going to like it? Or we talk about, should we do it? Or when we do it, how we do it. We're going to try to touch on all aspects that we think about it as pertain to dating and your family.
Of course.
So my first thing is, about how many women have you taken home to meet the family?
Honestly, let's be honest here. How many women? I can count them on one hand. Let me see. 3, 4, 5, carry the 1, divide that by 6, add 12. No, actually, 3.
That's a low number.
It's a low number because the worthiness. When you start dating someone seriously, how soon should you bring them around the family? And are they worthy of that? Everybody gets that, right? Some people got to keep them in the closet. Like, hey, I'll let you know when you can come out. Stay in there. But
okay.
All seriousness, yes, 3.
So,
yeah.
I'm trying to think myself. When I just asked that question off the cuff, and I'm thinking like,
you got to multiply by 10.
No.
Chinese arithmetic.
No, my love ain't that long, brother.
You got that long division. I'm sorry.
Yeah, issue. I know. I'm using abacuses around here. So 1, 2,
round that up.
3. 1, 2, 3, and a possible.
That's interesting. You said 3 and a possible. I said flat out 3 because that's what it was. So just two gentlemen here, we come almost equivalent to what we feel is a wholesome number in our span of life, right? We've been here
Hmm.
half a century. I think that's an adequate number. You shouldn't be bringing folks every year. Someone new, right? Popping up with somebody new, because you have to establish the ground rules, right, before you
Right.
even bring them around. And let's talk about that since we're
Okay.
bringing them to the cookout. What do you think the ground rules are when you have that conversation with that other? Say, hey,
All
you
right.
ready to meet the family?
So I'm different.
Okay. All right,
I'm
two
gonna break it
Jane.
down.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm different because I don't be giving this shit. Like you meet them when you meet them. Especially I'm in different states, so we'll get around to it. You know,
He said you meet
it's
him when
no
you meet
rush for me. You know, I could be the
him. Okay.
full blown damn near engaged to you before or let you take the family, meet to my family.
Why is that? Are there cookout rules? Why is that?
No, well, one, there ain't no really no rules. It's just I'm awkward like that.
Okay. Okay.
My now my family is not well, they judgy, but not like that.
Okay.
They're not gonna say anything negative to you, try to run you off.
Okay.
But if they
All
got
right.
something to say, they're gonna say it behind your back. But they won't say it to me.
Of course, right. You hear it down the line somewhere,
Right. Cause I'm as crazy my mother
right?
is sometimes, well not me crazy in a good way.
Yeah.
I believe she has a mentality of love who you love. I don't want to step in the way of who you love, but because if I do, I could possibly lose you.
Whoa. Whoa. That's even a level deeper.
Right. So I'm going to accept it. I may not say like them. She may they even tolerate them. I'm not going to run your life about it.
Okay.
She gonna still talk her shit to everybody behind your back, to other people in the family, but
Yeah.
her
Yeah.
close. But she's not gonna like say, "Hey, I don't want you messing with that person. I ain't messing with them like that. Don't bring that person around here because at the end of the day, it could push your child away."
Mm. So that's an unwritten rule that you're speaking about. And is that you speaking of your mother directly? Was that pertaining to your wanting to gain her respect, her approval? I'm just trying to see it from the outside looking in. When you
That's just her general way of thinking
okay, okay,
in
all right,
general.
understood, understood.
Yeah.
I got you on that.
And I wouldn't doubt if she's seen that in past with somebody in her family or
Mhm.
something like that. Somewhere it came around like that. But and I can respect that
Yeah,
because I would think if I would like to think the same way that was my child. Like
of course.
I got if you ask me for advice, I can give it to you, but I have to let you make your own decisions on life and love sometimes.
You are you are so true. The fact that I've got daughters, right, and
Right on.
there was a shall I say this? There was a period of time when my daughters we had this conversation and they wanted to date, and right, I'm like, oh, let me see who you're dating, and it's different from teenage dating to when they become young adults dating. Well, again, one of my daughters is married, so surprise, guess who's coming to dinner, right?
Hmm.
It was literally one of those aspects. So I'm like, wow, okay, yeah. So you definitely grown up. But then I remember my younger daughter, she was like, Dad, I didn't always bring the person I was dating around you because I didn't think they they would gain your respect or your approval. And I'm like, why is that? They just some busters, right? So I'm like, okay, well, if you're comfortable with them, then I'm comfortable for you, but you have to make sure you're comfortable with them because I understand, reflecting back on me, I only brought 3 women around my entire family. Now, there were others that I wasn't about to just, hey, you finna roll with me because it just wasn't at that comfortable level of being with them. We had not had that deeper connection to say, hey, I'm just going to bring you to the family reunion and or I'm going to bring you to this cookout or, we're going to have this Christmas party and with the family, I'm just going to have you on my side plus one, right? You don't do that
Right.
for everybody. Yeah.
You know, this cookout the end of it. And let's talk about something. Let's talk about personal experience though with it though.
Sure. Go ahead. Let's peel back
Um,
the onion a little bit.
yeah, my onions don't cry though. So honestly,
Yeah.
at face value,
Mhm.
when a woman is really into me and we're dating,
Yeah.
like, and she's really want to know me, like, it's like, okay, I choose him type
Yeah.
deal.
Okay. Bill.
They, I think they love most of the time be like, hey, they want to introduce me, to their family on a relatively quick basis or a relatively comfortable basis.
There you go. Not quick, but comfortable.
Hmm.
That is very understanding. That's very
You
understanding.
know,
I'm gonna let you finish that before I chime in on that.
yeah, because as I think back to some of my relationships,
Hmm.
hey, babe, um, some think back to my relationships, I'm like, I think majority of the time they always introduced me to their family before I introduced them to mine. But like I said, I'm different. I don't be giving a shit like that a lot of
Uh,
times. I'm just
is there is no design order to say who should have been introduced first, but we will almost within a relationship battle as to who's going to introduce first, because then that's when it's almost like official, right? Like, well, I'm introduced you to the family, or she may say I'm going to introduce you to the family, because you get to that point, you can't f up from here on here on out, because I got 12 brothers lined up to beat your behind. You
but
got to get it together. Hey, y'all. What's up, Hardcore Healing Pain Coach? Thanks for joining us. We appreciate your support. We're about to get in the thick of here. Mark is about to dig a
yeah,
ditch.
I am a good ditch.
Go ahead, sir.
But let's think about it though. You trying to
Yeah,
introduce these brothers. At what point in time we doing this? Like I didn't even worry about your brothers. Because let's think about it. Let's think about high school. Or let's think about no, like if you dated a young when you dating in high school, you was like, okay, you taking my kid out, my daughter, whatever. I gotta meet your family. I gotta meet who you are.
family
Now we're
dynamics.
right now we're talking about adulthood.
Yeah,
But you think about it, they was there to like make a decision or kind of see how this
feel
person
you out,
is
right? Feel you out.
to figure you out. Why
Yeah,
did that change as an adult? Like, hey, I still need maybe I want to feel maybe I need my parents to feel this person out, my brother to feel this person out, or blah blah blah, my sister to feel this person out.
you bring up a good point, and I'm gonna just jump in here real quick. I remember the first person I brought around my family was serious about her, which she was serious about me, and unwritten rule, it was like, I'm going to introduce you to my family. She met my sisters, mother. Everything was lovely. I met her family as well. And then it's like it's almost like I have to get my uncle's approval. And when I brought her around, we was in our younger 20s, late 20s, or it was, it's everything is still tight and swole, right? And the uncles were hovering around like sharks to fish, right? And so I was like, okay, I must have got their approval, because they sitting there talking to her forever, and they wives got to pull them away, right?
Right.
So that unwritten rule that we're discussing here, like, even as adults, we're not asking for it, but it's almost like if somebody gives you a thumb, I'm like, dude, you got a nice one here. The first thing they're gonna say is when y'all get married, right? It's like
Talk about that. Talk about that
that's
shit.
it's like that's what my uncles would ask me whenever I would bring one of these three women around through different periods of time, not one at the same time or back to back. It was different phases in my life, and they would ask that question, why are you getting married? Because they're coming from that old school tradition that Marcus is speaking about, and they would ask that, and they would almost command it, because a lot of my elder family members are still married and or was married or multiple marriages, and that's the written rule that they live and die by. Of course, time has changed into this date and time. I feel like that not necessarily be the main goal, but it is something that I would like to experience, and I would like to have as part of my life in the future. But it has to be the right one. You get married, you've been getting married 10 times if it's not for the right reasons. I never wanted to do that. So even with the ones I brought on, they did ask the question, And fortunately, it never did happen on that aspect.
Yeah. So that, and I can speak, especially speak for my wife.
Hey, the
That's
old
one
lady
thing
was shy,
she,
giving her peace out. She jumping in topics,
right.
conversations. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, cuz, darn therapist.
Yeah.
So I know I can speak for especially for my lady's aspect or my wife's aspect.
Yeah.
That's something that irritates people about
What you mean?
asking,
Okay. Okay.
why,
Go ahead.
when you gonna
Yeah.
get married?
Exactly.
When y'all gonna get married? Like my
Yeah.
stuff are made for from friends. Like
Mhm.
hell, one thing I should start saying, when you gonna pay for it.
Let me put it back on you. Right? Yeah. When you write that
Yeah, well,
check,
yeah, you ain't put nothing on nothing.
I gotta rent this
But
venue here. Yeah.
things like that would keep me from what I would think if my family was that way. Uh,
Yeah.
keep me from bringing them around. Like why I want to bring? I ain't gonna bring nobody around. You don't keep asking that dumb stuff. Why should
But
I subject that person to this?
but even with that aspect of my uncles asking that, I see in my aunt eyes how they perceive the fact that I'm dating someone. Because they do ask me, it's not almost a bothersome method. They do ask me, like, is she the one? When will y'all plan y'all marriage? And I almost like respect that from my aunts when they ask that compared to my uncles keep beating me down, every time they see you. Well, you want to get married to that lady, she's nice and you've been dating her for a couple of years. Go ahead and tie that knot, young player. We waiting on you. So that pressure from my uncles, I feel the pressure, but from my aunts, from that same, I feel enlightened. Like, okay, they're waiting for me. I need to make sure this is the right move.
Yeah. Now, one, I could be looking at it like, hell, y'all just being messy. Sit y'all old asses down.
Okay.
It was my fault. Let me sit y'all. I could be thinking. I ain't gonna say it.
Of course not. You just laugh it off, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You laugh it off, right?
Oh. But now let's look at it. Now,
Yeah. Yeah.
if you bringing somebody around and you're hearing this,
Mm-hmm.
they be like, dang, they show rushing us. Then start putting thoughts in the head. And like, it could be subconsciously start putting thoughts in the person head you bring around. But they keep asking questions like, and hearing that. Especially when you gonna bring them babies,
Wow. Yeah. That I would say is something that you may be asked when you're sowing your seed, right? Especially there was a time when I was sowing my seed, and yeah, we looking for a grandniece, grandnephew, somebody, boom, I pop out 3 kids. Okay, there's your answer right there. Get out, please.
Yeah.
Right? Knock that out of the question. But you make a good point, because what's the difference between a partner meeting your family versus meeting your whole family? You got the immediate family, brother, sister, mother, dad, sister here, grandfather, grandmother. You got your whole family where you got all your uncles, all your aunts, and distant cousins and coming from out of town. And now they all looking at you, all in your business, asking all these thousands of questions. But do you think you have to go through that gauntlet? I mean, is it like rite of passage?
Uh, yeah, I think it is in a lot of places. But
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you this.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be almost beneficial if it happens early?
Good and bad.
Show me because let me say it good because I'm thinking the same thing. Like there's a benefit to seeing if let me meet your family early, even your the ones that you kind of group around.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about the basic man talk, which
Okay.
is
Yeah.
it. Let me look at the mama look like so I know what she look like when she get old. We gonna
Yeah.
go with that BS.
Yeah, you're right. I think the good of it is out of encouragement. You want to see this person's family lineage, right? She's beautiful, mother's beautiful, everybody in the family is beautiful. They got positive attitudes, working, establishment, middle class, maybe upper class. You're like, okay, she comes from a wholesome family. Bad part of that, you get to see the ugly side. Like, oh, these people are disconnected, they cussing each other out. I'm mad. Like, okay, is that what I want to be a part of?
Exactly.
Yeah,
So seeing that kind of early, like, hey, so now I ain't saying that should be a make or break. Don't get it
of
twisted.
course, of course. You
But
got it.
if I see this early,
Yeah,
if I think logically, I should be like, okay, let me just be aware of the potential things that person might be subject to doing the same things.
yeah.
Are they continuing the cycle or breaking the cycle?
Because if they show you early, maybe what you see is a replica. You're not seeing the entire picture. But when they get around their family, they open up like a can of worms. You're like, oh, this is
Hmm.
a real person now. Let them just let their hair down, you know what I mean? Take their shoes off and they comfortable. Is it enough? We got some comments here. A love and relationship symbolize happiness, and your loved ones just want you happy. Row underscore TX. Appreciate that. That is correct. Yeah, your loved ones do want to see you happy. They want to see you grow. They
Fuck
want to
happy.
see you being loved.
Be real.
I'm being
That's
real,
not
man. Come on.
that's not guaranteed.
It's
I
not
this
guaranteed, but they want to see
I,
that.
they want
People
to
of a
see that
positive aspect want to see that. Not everybody be hating
exactly.
on you, man. From
You just
from a
watch
mile
out for a
away,
couple of haters. Just
looking
sometimes there's a couple of haters in the family,
look at them
so
neat
just
ass
be
shoes
aware
you
of that.
got, clean ass clothes. Look, who is that? You bring
Yeah,
it to the
yeah. Why she somewhere like she that's because she got long hair don't mean she ain't still ain't nobody. That
Lady
ain't her
Shy
hair.
says, "Is that still a thing even at the age we're at?" Yes, Lady Shy, I do think it's still a thing. It's still happening. Age don't change the way people act. They gonna act that way, good or bad.
Right.
But man,
Oh
you
damn,
did
they got a
that
lot.
pretty more. Go ahead, sir.
Go
You
ahead,
said,
keep no, I'm putting
is
some
that,
comments up here.
you say you don't believe in the happy. They want to see you happy.
Well, I'm just
Come
being
on.
funny, but
I
no.
know, right?
But we do have to be careful. There are gonna be people in the family, and you should always warn the person you bring in. This is potential.
How
You
do you
should,
warn?
you,
Just
yeah, you should.
conversation, or you show some old pictures. Like these folks ain't got a modern working bathroom. And I say that because I come from the bottom from the country where we had our houses growing up. So if we come out here to this country, you just got to be aware. There ain't no fleshing out here. Take this newspaper and a flashlight. You
Man,
got that at 3 in the morning. We got the
Eh,
college. I needed to see what he came from. Yes, I need to see where she come from. If they all walk around barefooted, dusty feet, dusty shoes, I need to know.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
all right. So, Babe was talking about when she says, bring it up because I'm about to stutter my words.
All right. It wasn't make or break, but it didn't change how I felt. Marcus' family ain't like him. Oh, that's okay.
All right.
All right.
And so I am a little bit different,
All right.
as you could tell, but she can see my upbringing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She could also validate what I was telling her about my family
Okay. Okay.
because because at times people lie, people lie,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you need to see is that a truthful aspect, or am I covering up something? Am I ashamed?
You're
Or and
right.
being and and how you feel and act toward your family tells you about my character.
Of course.
You know,
Yeah.
my character ain't always the best, but
But
so
he's
her
solid.
see and she won't need to. Hey, guess what? How do your family talk about you
Yeah.
when you're not around?
Lady Shaw comments on that. She says, I do want to observe the way a person treats their family and how they set boundaries. That's good. That's very important. It's deep. If you got a nosy auntie, you're gonna be as curt and courteous as you can to the point that she's gonna piss you off and you're gonna cuss out in front of somebody, right? Then you set it off.
Well, so let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
Uh, Um, the boundaries are important because let's say you have a mother
Okay.
who likes to be in your business,
Mm-hmm.
who's that's overly motherly,
Helicopter.
or
Yeah. Circling around.
or hell, even worse, you overly childly.
Ooh.
How many times have you heard a man? Well, you may not heard it, but there are men out there who like when they get sick, instead of calling for their significant other, partner or potential partner, they want to call for their mother. I want you to do it. I want you to do it like my mama do it.
But Mama Biscuits? Is that what you're
Yeah,
talking
you know
about
what I'm
here,
saying?
Marcus? You
They
started a
go,
fight.
but for real, think about it. When they get sick or like anything, they want to go. They go straight Bobby Boucher,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and they call their mom and they call my mom want to come take care of it.
Hmm.
If
Wow.
if one of the things if I require my potential partner to be able to take care of me when I'm down, sick, or whatever,
Okay.
I need to know she can do that. I ain't gonna be call my mom.
Of course.
So this is so right now, if I get sick, this is my house is my wife's domain.
Correct. Correct.
My mother can't say shit in my wife's domain about me. For real, for real.
You're so correct. I have a funny story I want to share. I don't mind sharing it. It's something that happened in the past. So, talking with my sister, she shared some knowledge with me about my mother. And she was like, "Oh, Don don't call me so much since he's dating this woman. He wrapped up with her, and they spend all this time together. He don't come around as much." And I'll be like, I was sitting there looking at my sister like, I can't believe she said that. I talk to her all the time. I go and visit her, and she seemed like it's still not enough, right? Overbearing parents is enough. The fact that you dating somebody, they still feel some type of way. Because I never was a mama's boy, so it wasn't like I'm laying up on a titty. I was never that. Shit, I'm out here since 18 getting it in. So it was never like, mom, I'm shit, like I'm getting sick, I'm calling mom for some medicine. No, put that Robitussin in my cup, I'm gonna lean on that. So it was just very funny when she said that. I couldn't do nothing but laugh because my mother has a funny way of showing her emotions as if she cared, but she says in a way that almost seems like she is overwhelming, trying to make you jealous, or she's jealous of her son's date. It's kind of weird way to put it, but I just laughed at it and brushed it off.
Right. And so Kia McLean, the poet, the hardcore healing
Mm-hmm.
campaign coach, she says, my husband is very patient with my mama. Ooh wee. So let's talk about this.
Yeah.
And my wife is the one that really brings this to my attention.
Mm-hmm.
How you um deal with or get along with your partners or potential partner, whoever you're dating's family,
Yeah.
it's going to affect your relationship one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
There's no getting around it. It's going to affect it, good or bad. It's going to affect it.
Mm-hmm.
And your job is make sure, hopefully, is affected in a positive way.
Of course. Yeah. Or guide
Because,
it back to that positivity.
right, I just giggled at Lady Shy's comment. That's why I giggled.
Yes, Lady Shy, that is the way I was raised. I was never laying up there waiting on
Um,
some milk, similar.
because if your family or my family don't get along with my wife,
Yeah.
how can I expect my family to come over, or I can invite them, this and that? How can we go out and do things as a family? Because what is a marriage? Is that you have to merge the families in
Yeah,
some
it's some
way or
bond.
somehow.
Yeah.
So yes, as some kind of tie,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But if my wife and my mother don't see eye to eye, which thankfully they do, and that's all. Oh God, it's about something she said. But anyway, if they don't get along,
Yeah.
that make life difficult.
Let me add another
For
layer to that.
lay it on, bro. Layer it
You
on.
said they don't get along. What if your partner refuses to gauge with your family? Is that a red flag or a personal boundary? Maybe they don't like your family, they're just not saying it. So therefore, their standoffishness,
That's
you
a
got to
problem.
determine if it's protecting their inner peace or they just don't want to engage. That's
So
something you're gonna have to find out. With a person in that situation will have to find out, right?
right. And you know why I say it's a problem?
Yeah.
Not because they don't like them. The biggest problem is that you didn't tell me you don't like them.
Well, question though, how can they tell you? You haven't even met your family that you'd say, "Hey, babe, we finna go meet my family. We've been planning this for months. You agreed to it. The day is here. We finna get the hotel. We going. We driving 5 hours. We going." How can they now say they didn't tell you when they agreed in the beginning? I mean,
No, I thought
they
you
have to
said,
meet
yeah, I
them
thought you,
first. They have to meet them
yeah,
first, and then not engage based on whatever boundaries or their feelings of that. But there's no, you know,
yeah.
and then
I
you're
misunderstood.
yeah, no problem. Yeah,
Yeah, I just misunderstood it. I thought you were
yeah.
talking about after the fact. I thought you were talking
Well,
about after the fact
okay,
that,
I'm
oh,
sorry. Yeah,
yeah,
I misstated that. Yeah, so if your partner refuses to engage with your family upon the first meeting, or yeah, is that a red flag or is that a personal boundary? Because maybe they're scared, maybe they're nervous. Things that you couldn't quite plan for before, even though they said okay, they agreed, and you think they're comfortable with that.
okay, yeah, okay, so I could see that. Um, all right, so you have to determine
Yeah,
what is it? You have to determine, is it nerves or she just funny act? I can say funny acting.
and I think you would determine that on the ride home.
Right.
That
So,
discussion will be had, right, one way or another.
well, first of all, she ain't just no, dog. I ain't gonna lie to you. By the time on the majority basis, by the time she's meeting the fam,
Yeah.
you know her ass is stand over should not.
You personally may know that, right? And I'm just trying to paint this in a certain way. You personally may know that, and that standoffishness, you may gauge it as she likes her personal boundaries, right? So, but when you come in to meet 20, 30 people at one time, uh, yeah, is that still a personal boundary? Because they may see it like this brought this hussy around here and she can't even speak. You know what I mean? Maybe she's waiting to get spoken to.
I mean, I get it. I get it,
Yeah,
and and this
yeah.
is where like okay,
We got a
because
question.
we're
What
gonna
if you
finish
try to
that question.
engage with the family and they don't engage? Ooh, shade.
Yeah.
Look at you up and down. Roll the eyes.
Well, this is where it gets deep because
Okay.
these are real life scenarios. What
Here
you're
we are.
saying, and what our hardcore pain coach say.
Yeah.
This is where
We are.
we stand on our integrity and how strong you are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because we know we talk about we talk about our black people.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're gonna try to pull your punk card.
You got that
They're
one
gonna,
cousin.
yeah. They're gonna see what you gonna see what you his boy. You gonna see what you're about.
Mm.
Like I ain't gonna lie, my a couple of people, my nieces, they gonna try. They tried it,
Wow, really?
but you know, those who know my wife personally,
Yeah.
one thing she ain't is a punk.
Yeah. Okay.
She ain't no punk, plain and
Yeah.
simple. And you could try her, but you ain't gonna like the result.
Exactly. There
Well,
you
I'll
go.
take that back. She classy with it, but at the end of the conversation, you know she ain't no damn joke.
Not that hussy. Lady Child, that's some old grandma talk from the South. We down here in the country. You know.
She know what that hussy is. Yeah. That ain't no southern thing. That's a universal thing. That hussy, that scallywag, that floozy. Shit, there's a bunch of names that these old folks don't call people.
Oh man, I can tell you how many times names my grandma didn't call my sister. Every name in the book, she bring some fool around.
Yeah. But I'm gonna
God,
hit you with this. I'm gonna
go
hit you
ahead,
with this, Don.
go ahead, go ahead, because I got a story about
What if you don't like her family? What
what
you
if I
gonna
don't.
do?
What if I don't like?
Yeah, but you don't like her family. How you handling it?
I'm gonna try my best to fake it. That's just honest my opinion. I'm gonna try my best to fake it in that moment. laugh at their jokes like it's the funniest in the world, right? Be respectful, because I am respectful. I've never been ignorant. So I'm going to be respectful. Even if I don't like it, I'm going to smile, I'm going to laugh, I'm going to have a conversation. But when we out of there, I'm like, ooh, man. Yeah.
Are you gonna stop messing with her?
It depends how big those red flags are. If we got a tent up here, I'm getting out of there. If it's a tent, pop-up tent, no, I'm out of there. You still have to have your own personal boundaries, what you would take as a person when meeting their family. If they're being rude, disrespectful, throwing drinks at you, I don't know, it's ignorant stuff, right? Calling you kind of names like they've been knowing you for 20 years, like, okay, I think I'm at my limit. I think I'm ready to go, right? You're going to have to pull it to the side, have a conversation.
Okay. Now, maybe they trying to check. Maybe they trying to check for you. Maybe you trying to. If you like, hey,
Like you
I
said,
ain't
they're
gonna
trying to
be.
test you.
Right. So, but if you don't like them, just because who I am, and this is probably, I don't know if this is probably a bad thing on my personality part.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll probably just deal with it like, and I try to be around them.
Okay.
Because if her other qualities and attributes
Mm-hmm.
do not mimic that what I see,
Yeah.
I'll probably would be like, okay,
Yeah, you just
I
won't
could deal
sit
with
by
it.
that person no more, right? You go to the other side of the
Yeah,
room.
I ain't
Yeah.
necessarily got to go. I got to break it down. Maybe once every blue moon, I gotta see you.
Yeah. I got a true story for you. This is no joke.
Talk to me.
My younger sister, baby sister, brought this guy to a Thanksgiving dinner we have every year for family. She didn't give us any heads up, any warning that she would be bringing a +1. She just texted us like a couple of days before, I'm bringing somebody. I'm like, well, shit, she bringing somebody? It must be for real, right? This is a guy she was talking about months ago. So he shows up to the dinner, everybody's sitting around, about to play some dominoes and spades, right? And so I'm trying to introduce myself and, make him feel comfortable. His baby sister, she dating, so I said, you could be my partner with playing spades. But, he started talking and having a conversation. And again, one of the traits that I think I'm blessed with is understanding people's vibes. So I told my other sister, I was like, there's something about him, I don't like him. And she was like, why? She said, you never said that about anybody. I said, but I can tell he is different. So I didn't tell her, my other baby sister. I just let him feel comfortable again. Enjoy the evening. We're here. We're going to feature. We're going to laugh. We're going to joke. Well, ever since that day, and every day they dated after that, every month they dated after that, it was just issues. He was just off. And I felt that from the moment he came into the room. And I told her that eventually during the months. It was like, I don't think he's the one. He's just something about him. But he had issues, like mental issues and then personal issues. And he was trying to, just not a good gentleman at that point in his life. I heard he's done greater things beyond that. But at that point in his life, he was not good for her. And there were some times when I had to have some conversations with him. But just from the entry, and you feel that, but I didn't want to ruin her moment because she was like, hey, this make him feel comfortable, make him feel warm. So how is that aspect? If someone feels a bad vibe about someone, do you tell them immediately? Do you wait? How do you gauge that?
That's a good question.
Because I felt that from the moment he put foot in the door. Like, oh, wow,
Did
what was
she
that energy coming from? I was like, I almost felt that brush against my shoulder. What the
did
hell?
she ask you?
She asked me after the fact that he broke up, how did I feel about it? Because,
You didn't ask it. You didn't ask at the beginning.
Go that again?
You didn't ask at the beginning. I
I
can't.
wanted to make him feel comfortable. I didn't want to be like, hey, pull you to the side. I just met him 5 minutes ago, but you think this is the one for you?
Or no, you see what I'm saying? I agree with you. So I'm thinking like you said, should I told her? My thing is after
Yeah.
that day was over, if she called me and said, hey, bro, what you think?
Yeah.
But she never did that.
She never did that. And the
You
fact that
didn't
we
ask
lived
her.
in different cities, it was, I'm not going to say difficult, but we were always on the go. She was always on the go, shall I say. So catching up with her on a good day, it was about
But
that, right?
Right, but the months down the line when you had to have these conversations,
Yeah,
there was plenty of opportunity for her to say, "What do you think?"
yeah.
So
I
my,
tried
and
to.
my
I didn't really want to initiate that, but I wanted
I,
to
so I'm with
support
you.
her. Right, right.
She
Support her.
didn't ask you.
Yeah,
Well, I'm not. Why should I really don't how I feel. I may not have to give that information
yeah,
if you didn't ask for it. It's
yeah,
you if you want my decision
yeah.
or my opinion, you ask my opinion.
Yeah, because people will say, I didn't ask for your opinion if you're trying to just offer it based on, say 5 minutes of him being here. Let me, like I didn't ask for your opinion, so why are you giving it to me?
Hmm.
That's yeah, she said this man is crazy. Yeah, he
Yeah,
was. He was it was but again, just understanding of his psyche, right? He had some mental issues. And so when you look at it totality, it makes sense how he weirdness he was acting. So I could have just punched him in the face and get it over with. But no, that's not my style. So
it wouldn't have solved. It wouldn't have solved nothing.
yeah, yeah, because he
So
couldn't help himself, right? So
you
yeah,
know, the best thing was I won't say best thing. The thing about it was your sister, but might be colorblind. He didn't see
she
the
was
flags.
looking at those red flags and saying
She
some
didn't see him.
circus.
Right, exactly. Six Flags. You trying to go on a
Yeah,
roller coaster ride, and she
yeah,
got that roller coaster ride. And,
yeah, yeah.
but what the family aspect is though, imagine. So what she met his family like, everybody kind of crazy? And this is what I'm dealing. You kind of start seeing what I'm
Hmm.
dealing with.
Hmm.
The old saying, "The apple don't fall far from the tree,"
Exactly. You're exactly right.
but it can roll away.
Yeah,
Oh, it can roll away farther from the tree.
yeah.
So my mind is don't always judge a person by their family,
True, true, true.
but it can be a indicator,
It is an indicator.
right?
I got
You
another
know,
story I'm going to share, but go ahead, sir.
no, you got stories. Hell, I feel like I'm lost in life, but I ain't got no family stories
So
for real, for real.
just being aware mentally of people you meet, right? Because I meet people, I may not remember their name immediately, but I don't forget their face, and then it comes back to them around me their name. So when I was a teenager, still a teenager, 18, 17, 18, me and my aunt, I was in high school, senior, went visit a cousin of mine in Waco. You know, hadn't seen him in a couple of years. We've both gotten older, right? He was married. He's a couple of years older. He's probably in his, I would say, a couple of years, a decade older, 30s. And met his wife. Initially, she was nice. She made some dinner for us. Met his brother, sister, and then his wife went away in the room, and she came back. It was almost like a movie. She came out singing this song, "I'm sorry, I'm so sorry," but it was based on a baby commercial back. Was it the '90s? Yeah, and a baby would wet itself on his pamper, and he would say, "I'm sorry, so sorry." She kept saying it for probably like at least an hour straight. And I was like, "What's wrong with that woman?" And he was like, "Don't pay no attention. She's a little bit mentally, right?" We ain't thinking nothing of it, right? So we enjoyed our evening, left later on that night. Waiting a week later, she killed him. Yeah, so sometimes you have to be aware of situations that you see. And I pointed it out, and he said, "Don't worry about it." I guess because he was dealing with it. So he was comfortable. He saw those red flags, and he thought he was okay with it, but it cost him his life. Yeah, that was
Mm.
very touching
Oh
to
wow.
see someone see the situation, right? Almost like the star method, right? You see the situation, you see the action is happening, and the outcome is like, what? We were just there last week. Yeah.
That's
So,
wow. Yeah, that was a little. That's heavy,
and, yeah, and
but
you
it's
make it,
real.
come on, it's real. Those red flags. Somebody's crazy, you get the F up out of there because you never know what the outcome may be. And you thinking, even as a man, I can deal with that. I can, oh, if she try to come up to me, I'm just going to brush her off. And you got to close your eyes at night. And sometimes when we go to sleep, we close both eyes. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
So,
Yeah.
and correct me if I'm wrong. It's a possibility that mental illness can run in the family. It can be passed down.
Lady Shy, chime in on that. Therapist. I
Yeah,
don't want to quote something I'm not medically
yeah.
giving
So
advice. You don't give
I'm putting that as a
it's a
question mark. So
personal opinion, right? It's not advice. We're
yeah,
not giving right diagnosing nobody here. But
and
it's possible. I mean, right? If something goes unchecked. And
mhm.
again, if the family goes unchecked and they're carrying that toxicity from mother to son to child, it keeps going because it's no one has pointed out, no one has brought them to therapy, no one has made them aware that what you're doing is not, I'm not saying necessarily normal. What you're doing is maybe a little bit abnormal. What's going on here?
Mhm.
Talk to somebody.
Yeah, and we know, and we need to see. Uh-oh. So that yes, indeed. So Babe says yes, indeed.
Okay. All right. Yes, indeed. There we go. Medical advice for the night.
And
We hear.
and not, and we also
Yeah.
got to remember family is also friends
Say it
who you
again.
have.
For those in the back. Say it again.
Yeah, family is also friends. The people you like saying who are part who influenced you
Mm.
growing up and who was influencing you.
Wow. Man,
So
that's a
they need
nut.
to see all right. So they can see that kind of they see that in a way like, hey, how strong an influence is this?
Mhm.
Can you recognize the BS from the real that they spitting to you? Because you got them old heads that may not be family, but you love talking to them, love laughing with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And old heads, the one thing they could do better than anything else is lie. They tell them stories, you laugh and this and that,
Yeah.
but some of it might be stick. Like, okay, that might be true,
Yeah. But they ain't gonna tell you it's true or not. You gotta find out in your own young buck. That's what they're gonna tell you.
right? So, like, babe, I'm sorry. All right, how about I say this?
Okay.
So part of my wife's family
Mm-hmm.
is some downright fools and funny ass people that she grew up around.
Okay.
I love going to them
Yeah.
because it's stories upon stories. But she spent summer with these guys and these
Mm-hmm.
cousins,
Mm-hmm.
so they influenced her. And my wife has a personality. She's serious and she has a light heart at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And I could see that in some of the stuff. So, and that was came back from some of the things she did when she was younger. So I
Yeah.
saw that. I could see that influence.
Yeah.
Hell, I enjoy her. Sometimes I enjoy her family more than my own. And with this family aspect, it's so it's wonderful and crazy at the same time. It's wonderful you could see what, like they said earlier, the roots.
Mm-hmm.
But with the roots, the plant or the tree comes up, but you don't know how it's going to grow. Do you know if that tree can go straight? You don't know if it's going to grow lean. You
Mm-hmm.
don't know if it's going to wither away, can handle the storm. You could have, see what I'm saying? So you can see the roots, but, and you can see, okay, this is a pecan tree,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't know if it's going to be a big pecan tree. You don't know if it's going to not make it past a couple of summers.
Mm. Okay.
So we have to, when we look at families, you have to look at it. Yeah, that's a root, but how do you grow?
Mm. Was it watered? Was it
You know,
nurtured?
it is it exactly, or is right now, is it being nurtured and
Mm.
watered where it might have been weak when it was a smaller
Yeah.
plant, but now it's being taken care of properly. The soil is good,
Strong.
being fertilized, very strong. So you can look at the family, like I said before, you can look at the family, but I personally won't make the final decision based on the
Of
family.
course. Of course. Of course. Yeah, because you're not spending multiple nights 365 with the family. You spend with that
Mm,
significant other. That's the person that you're going to be with most.
yeah. Now, my thing is it a red flag if you if you're ashamed of your family? It's like, nah, you don't need to meet them.
That's a red flag. What are you hiding, bro? Because if you're not,
My family crazy. I'm not saying what my
it
family crazy. Like I can't.
could be that, or it could be you could be juggling two people to trying to see which person's family likes better. Right? I just bought one last week, so I got to bring a different one this week. So I'm sitting here playing devil's advocate. Let me stop that. But go ahead, Sarah.
Play devil's advocate, but all you want. But yeah, because
Your family gonna call you out. You brought somebody in
it,
last week. Who is this person new? You keep bringing somebody new every time, every
right,
year, every.
yeah. Or why you never to bring nobody home to us? Why you won't never? You been taking this girl for 2 years, but you ain't never
Imaginary,
brought her to see me. Well, I
yeah,
want to meet her.
imaginary girlfriends.
They might be imaginary, but what if they real? Like you can't tell your family, hey, it's not her,
Yeah,
it's
it's
y'all.
y'all. You're right. Y'all crazy. Y'all look like y'all talking right now.
Yeah,
Cussing each other out.
because
She ain't ready for that.
are there things your family, all your family do, but you
Yeah, probably so. Probably so.
now magnify that
Yeah.
and magnify the things they do that you don't
Oh
do.
yeah. Oh yeah.
And how can if I'm really digging this person, if I might be scared that if I bring her, she might run off like, oh hell no,
All right. I got another funny story. You just
man, you and your family got
man,
some
my
stories,
family
bro.
is funny. Those that are still here, I thank them, and those that are not here, I bless their soul. But I have a late great uncle. He has a son, cousin, slightly younger than me, and we grew up together. We ran around playing in dirt fields when we were younger, and we'd always go to my grandmother's house, his mother's house. And I remember when my cousin had his first son. He had a interracial relationship, and he had his first son, right? And because was going through issues with the kid's mother, and she was being mean and not letting him see his son, not letting the grandparents see the son. And I remember meeting my uncle at my grandmother's house one day, and we had a long conversation. And he was telling me, I tried to raise that boy right, teach him this and that. And then he was like, he gonna go and mess up the bloodline. I didn't want to disrespect my uncle, and I laughed at it, but it was not a funny matter. But he's not here to defend himself, so I'm gonna leave it at that. And I'm like, I never asked him a question, what exactly did he mean by that? I didn't know he was joking, because he'll look at you and say a joke and don't smile. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna put that in my back pocket and walk away. Because yeah. So that comment, I never told my cousin, but I'm pretty sure him and his dad probably had some conversations about the situation when he was here.
See that, and that's a big
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. Who you dating? Who you dating?
Interracial,
Not necessarily. Yeah,
yeah, the race because especially strong families who are big on
yeah.
race and we might say
Come from a different
bloodlines.
different era, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think that's it. Even that's still to this day. I won't say different era because how many families you think you can go into? You're a big black dude
Yeah.
now. There's certain race that you may not be welcomed in the house for Sunday dinner.
Guess who's coming to dinner?
Let's get
Yeah.
yeah. You ain't no Cindy Portier.
I just can't act right.
Yeah, I can't act right
But
either. Shit,
yeah,
I can't come all
that's
the
a good
time.
another family dynamic, because how understanding is your family towards you bringing someone that's outside of what they expect, right? So I'm bringing somebody to the
Exactly.
cookout, and they're expecting, black man from the South, right? You don't bring a big black woman, fine. He come with some Caucasian, there's nothing wrong with that, but their expectations
Yeah,
of who you're gonna bring home can change
and
can change what they think about the person.
let's talk about that. Let's think about the in a typical black
Hmm.
family, because this is what we
Hmm.
know. This is
Yeah,
what we know
yeah,
more
of
than
course.
anything
Yeah.
else. You bring somebody of a different nationality to that household,
Hmm.
to the AKA the barbecue, the
Yeah.
cookout.
To the,
They better bring their
they
armor.
better because folks grew up in the
They,
Jim
they
Crow
bring,
era. They ready. They locked and loaded.
yeah, the jokes are gonna
Yeah.
fly. Oh, you bring the white. You bring. I'm gonna be. This is real. Oh, you bring that white girl home, huh? You bring some raisins. You bring some raisins with you,
When is it a personal
or
boundary that has been crossed? Because yeah, you can let a couple of jokes fly, but that's enough. That's enough now. Let's. Oh,
then
you
you
want
gotta
to go
set
back
that boundary.
outside, young blood? Yeah,
So you already know how
of
your family
course. I
gonna
already
act.
know how. But I will say they will act with kindness because we have some interracial marriage in our family. So it's and the fact. I'll give you a little history here. The fact that my mother's mother, dad was white and her mother was African. We have kindness because that's how the generation started. Started interracially. It
Okay.
started interracially. So you can't help but to respect those that are in your family from both sides. You wouldn't be here.
I
You
would
wouldn't
say you
be
can't help
here if
it.
somebody didn't bust that seed. So how you gonna sit here and hate? How you gonna sit here and talk about it? Come on now.
Easy.
Well, you can,
Hey,
but do you
hate
understand
is
the
easy.
family history tree how it started? Come on now.
Right.
Let's
Right.
yeah.
I got you. Hate is
Hate is
easy.
easy.
Ain't shit. Ain't shit
Yeah.
else. Hate is
Too easy.
easy. That's probably one of the easiest things in the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
You know. You know. And especially when you talk about the old
Yeah.
heads. My aunts, my mother and my aunts, really my aunts. I got one out. Remember that? Remember that I said that three and
Of
possible.
course. Yeah. You playing spades? What you
I
playing
was thinking about
spades? What's
that
going on here, man?
when bring a woman home to the
Okay.
family. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I had one girlfriend. Yeah, yeah. Shoot. My dad met her.
Mm-hmm.
And we was having a block party. I had my uncles and aunts and from different parts of the country they came through. They had my mama's
Yeah.
folks. And one thing about my brother and my wife
Mm-hmm.
noticed, the fella messy. I'm messy too, but he messy
Okay.
messy. And so, he had his mother, his child there, and his
Mm-hmm.
kid and blah blah blah. And they was like, Marcus, you know, why you act? He's like, oh, it's like, they said, Marcus got a girlfriend. So how you bring his girlfriend? And I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
Then this is the exact words. Hey, she bald headed, right?
Wow.
And she a bald headed gal.
Wow.
She had a short hair. She had a short
Yeah.
haircut. And because he knew the reaction that my family's gonna
Wow.
get. And in that a matter of 35
35 seconds.
seconds, it went from saying, hey, Marcus, what you going to get? Bring that bald headed gal over here. Go and call the big. In a matter of 35 seconds, it went from bald headed gal. Hey, we want to be the bald headed bitch.
Wow.
Call the bald headed bitch. You think I'm bringing her
Come
here?
on, man. Come on, man.
Bring the bald headed bitch over here. We want to meet her. I'm like, hell
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. That's yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't want subject. Sometimes you don't want subjective to that, but you also but you give them a warning, like this is how they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Now
Could that warning you
that's
give
what,
them
yeah,
be the reason they don't want to interact with your family?
possibility. Strong possibility. Like okay, but this is now put this on you. Say, do you want to come?
Ooh. Yeah.
This is an open invitation. I can set boundaries and try and defend it, but you gonna get some strays.
Yeah. You're gonna get raked
You
across the
know,
coals.
do you mentally right? Do you mentally prepare yourself like, yo, this may go sideways?
Mm.
Like you said, young book, you gotta come on out of here. You want me to go outside, young book? I ain't had that problem, but
Yeah.
still,
Yeah.
things like that. My family are off, but
That's what makes them family,
they got some
though. Yeah.
boundaries. I think. I think. I like I but like I said, I don't be caring that much. Like, okay, you way over there, I'm way over
Yeah.
here. Yeah, we could talk a little bit, but
Mm.
I ain't got to be around like that because I'm a little
Yeah.
different. I love my family. I love my family to
Yeah.
death, but I'm just a
There
little
you go.
different. So let me ask you this: so, in a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it that they family that you have to meet their family
Me,
and vice
for
versa?
me, I'm going to say it's probably at least an 8, 8.85. Yeah. I want to meet the family. I'm excited to meet the family. I'm encouraged because if we're dating, the aspects of your family could be somebody I can connect with. You have brothers, you have siblings, you have uncles, you have aunts, grandparents. You can connect with those people. They can share stories because we all come from a common background.
Hmm. I'm not a 5 or 4.
5 or 4. Okay.
Hmm.
Standing on that.
I stand on the
Standing on
5,
5.
and just because I'm
Yeah.
different.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's
Yeah. Is that just because you're different or from previous experiences that made you
I'm just
just different?
no, just different.
Right?
'Cause I still have a loner aspect on me. Like,
Yeah.
okay, you good, we
Yeah.
good. Because like to say, like my wife say, I live in that fairy tale world sometimes.
You up in them clouds.
Boy, I'm like, I'm like the you ever see a TV show, the TV show, but you ever see a movie, the Never Ending
Yeah.
Story?
Of course.
That's like
Flying.
me. I'm flying on a flying dog in the
He just want
sky.
to escape. Marcus, he hides a kite. He just want to escape.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Hardcore Helipian says it's a 10 for me, not a decision maker, but I need to know the roots. Yeah, you want to make sure those roots are watered because if somebody come around here with BDBs on their head, yeah, I need to know. Dusty feet, I need to
yeah.
know.
And is it now you? And it's a 10. She definitely is a 10 for her because I was not requested. I was
You was
told.
told.
She gave me opportunity. She gave me opportunity to kind of let it do it on my own, but she was like, "Nah, you." I know her mind. She was like, "You fucking around. Make it happen." I know in her
But
mind she was thinking that you ain't gonna tell me no
that's a good
different.
point.
Cause I just told you I just told you it's like a 5 for
Yeah,
me. So I ain't. It's not high in a priority.
because hypothetically, right? You guys are married, but hypothetically, if you had never took her around your family to meet your family, and then all of a sudden you're making plans to get married, but then you want to invite your family. You never met them.
Yeah,
What?
I ain't but a day I gotta deal with you. If that's you just gotta get along for a day. Don't break no. But it is what it is. But like I said, my wife is different.
Yeah,
She's different. She's different from
yeah,
me on that one. She says a
yeah,
10.
yeah. You got to meet them. You got to
So
meet them.
and she know.
See what them folks.
And she know, like, stop pussyfooting around, make it happen. Matter of fact, here goes some. I don't know if she gave me dates or not, but she was like,
You got
"You
you got
get,
2 days.
yeah, make some plane tickets or
Yeah.
whatever. Drive on, let's drive on, get it done, and voila." But you also now also on the opposite side
Mm-hmm.
of the coin
Mm-hmm.
is it can also destroy. I won't say destroy, but also rectify any fantasies that somebody's making about your family. Because they can make have their own
Yeah.
vision, their own scenario about your
Yeah.
family without seeing the real side. It's just the picture you painting is just it's not may not be an accurate portrayal that they envisioning in their mind.
Mm-hmm.
So
I have a.
they probably that might be a thing too. Like
You're
okay,
right.
like oh
There's a comment that I have. I pulled this up with we were researching for this topic here. Uh, families ain't just blood, it's energy. And if you vibe off it, the others will know it's energy.
Mm. I ain't think about it like that.
Yeah.
That's thanks for the enlightenment on
Yeah.
that one.
Of course, sir, I'm always gonna give you some quotes, inspirational.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that I was reading. I was like, oh, that's good, because if it's negative energy, that person you with may feel some type of way about that, right? Like talking about
Mm-hmm.
bald head bees and all that, right? Willie D song. Like, what's going on here? Come on, play something different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we need. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Got one more
go ahead.
comment here.
And
And
go ahead.
posts.
Hardcore Healing
It's,
Pen Coach
it's a,
says, and I tend to assume people have close family relationships because I do, mostly with my friends, but I tend to assume that. I'm assuming that's THAT.
yeah, I just didn't copy it right.
That's good. That's a good point, because you want to give people the benefit of the doubt. If your family is normal, considered normal, you would think everybody else's family is.
Yeah. And that's what we have to establish, that we always basing everything on our experiences of our own family, our own things we do
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And with that being said, like, I'm still standing on my
Stand
5.
on it, man. You're supposed to say it with your chest. Say it with your chest. I'm standing on my 8.
I'm standing
That's business.
I'm standing on my
Stand on
5.
it. I'm gonna spin around. I'm gonna do a twirl. I'm on that 8.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can twirl all you want, but but this like I say, the family and
yeah.
friends, they do make up. It does make a lot. It does make a big difference.
Yeah.
Much as I stand on this
Yeah.
5, it makes a difference. You know, how you speak, their thing. No matter how much you try to disconnect from your family and
Mm-hmm.
friends, there's always going to be there's always influences that
Yeah.
was placed upon you
Yeah.
from them. I don't care if it's how you say certain words. I don't care if it's how you sit, to where you act around other people. It's always going to be the influence to how your family are.
Yeah.
You know, no matter what. So and
Read that part. That's on you, sir. That's on you.
she said he can stand on it. He made sure I got to Alabama. Laugh her out. You damn right I did. I told you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't even,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I'm muttering and stuttering now. She got me
She
like,
got him. She got
I told you my wife ain't no punk.
him.
She a classy lady, a beautiful woman, but one thing she'll never be is a punk.
It's amazing. Yeah. It's good
Yeah.
stuff, man. Good stuff.
And with that being said, I think we got this topic pretty
Yeah,
good.
we cover some aspects of it. We got some opinions that I do really appreciate, those that we in here. Hardcore Healing Opinion Coach, Lady Shy. I appreciate your comments. RH underscore TX, RHO underscore TX. Appreciate your feedback. This is good, because we left some nuggets on the table, so people
Yeah.
take that.
Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead and find out how much that family means to the person you're trying to date.
Yes.
And see how early you think, but also think about maybe early seeing their friends,
Ooh,
because friends are
friends
family.
are family. They are indeed family.
Friends are
Yeah.
family. You may not always see the blood ones early, but sometimes seeing their
Yeah.
friends can kind of tell you a little bit about
Yeah.
them, or a lot
Oh
about the
yeah.
person. And if you want to pursue that or continue dating this person, you know, because how you get along with even the friends can affect
Yeah.
how
You
your
usually
relationship
will
can
meet the
go.
friends first, right? Because they're gonna introduce you to their friends to get their opinion of you.
Hmm. if they ask for it.
Not even they ask. Why would they even ask for it? It's just a natural occurrence. It's going to happen. Who you dating? He taking all your time. Right? We hung out in 3 weeks. I need to meet this guy.
Get your own man.
Marcus, you ain't been out of the house in 5 months, man. What's going on there? Somebody got you on lock? You pee whip? You know how the guy, how the guys gonna get, right?
We know the guys talk, but hey,
Yeah.
But you pee whip it happy. You could be pee whipped
There
it
you
happy.
go. Yeah, make it a cake, right? You gonna whip it into a cake. There you go.
Yeah. So
This is big.
I think it's time for us to call it a night, Don.
Yeah, we covered the subject. You know, we hit on the topics. It's a pretty good night. Good topic, man. I appreciate you picking that.
You picked it, actually.
Well, you tossed it in there, so I just swung it like a softball. And,
Yeah. But with that being said, next week the ladies come back, and as always, they're gonna kill it.
Yeah. Look forward to that.
So please put your notifications on YouTube, Instagram, whatever. Tune in for the Hardcore Healing Pinch, aka Kim McLean the Poet and Lady Shy. The Shamika the Hardcore Healing Pin Coach, as they give you some deep understanding.
Oh yeah.
Make you take a look at yourself.
Tune in for that.
And the things around you. So subscribe, share it,
like, comment.
We'll be seeing all of that. And we'll see you next time.
Peace.